How about now? Can you hear the melodious sound of my voice now? Let's see. I'll give you a second to come back. Can you hear me? I'll just keep talking. I am back? Okay, good. Good. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Natalia. All right, there's 11 of us back again. Elaine can hear. Yay. Guess who's back? Back again. Edder's back. Tell your friends. Guess who's back? 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 Na 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 na. I'm not really an Eminem fan, guys. That's all I got. Hope that was fun for you. Oh, so Elsa went away, but now Anna is here. Wave to your friends. Okay. Okay. Mwah. I don't know all the words to that one. I can do Baby Got Back, Rapper's Delight, and Ice Ice Baby. That's where it ends. Say bye. Amanda, it depends. It's either Let It Go or Into the Unknown. Okay, so I'm just gonna Stephen, I'm just gonna I gotta do Rap Good. Okay. MC Eder. I tell you what, at the end, we can either have the Parks and Rec sing-along we were going to do, or else we'll rap Ice Ice Baby. It's up to you guys, okay? They are the essentials. I agree. Okay, so before the sound was a real butt, we were talking about presidential vetoes. And you guys all had the idea, the correct idea, that FDR issued the most. Now, part of this, of course, is due to the fact that he was president for 13 years, okay? That's part of it. But 635, Truman issued the next largest amount. Thank you, Katie, you're right. He issued the next largest amount at 250. Eisenhower, 181. And then it starts to taper off and really slow down. And they say, okay, maybe we don't need to do this as much. But of course, during times of war, during times of an economic crisis like the New Deal and the Great Depression, there's a lot of legislation being passed. And if the president doesn't like something, then he's going to veto it. When else would we see a lot of vetoes being used, pumpkins? Oh, we lost 20 people. I hope they come back. Text your friends who are not logged on and tell them to get their butts here. Yay. Good job, Riley. Good job, Katie. Yeah, divided government. When you have one party, yes, Elaine, yes, Nina, yes, Drew, yes, Reed, yes, Nicole, good. When you have divided government, or one party occupying the White House and another party occupying the legislative branch, and it could be both houses of Congress or it could just be one, then you're going to have a difference of opinion, right? You're going to have Congress wanting something and the president wanting something else. And so we do see a lot of vetoes during that time. And that's when we also see some unilateral presidential actions of executive orders during that time, so they can bypass that divided government and get stuff done that they want to get done. In terms of vetoes that are overridden, we just were talking about the War Powers Act, that veto being overridden by Congress, requiring a supermajority or a 2/3 vote. That was huge. Obviously, the president didn't want that law to be passed. The president enjoyed that extra war-making power that they didn't have before. So when Congress did pass the War Powers Resolution, Nixon said no, and Congress said yes. And so they did override that veto. That was huge. And that's really something the AP exam likes to ask about, just FYI. So let's see here. W. Bush had 12 vetoes. Compare that to 600 for FDR. And 4 were overridden. Obama had 12, and one was overridden, and Trump has had 5 thus far, 5 vetoes. That's how many times they've used the power. And then signing statements. That's the other example of unilateral presidential action, besides executive privilege, executive agreements, and executive orders that the president will do. And signing statements, they're basically saying how they want this law that Congress has written to be enforced, or if they like some aspect of it more than they like another aspect, or if they're going to give a bureaucratic agency a little bit more money to do something. So that's what signing statements are. And yet again, Congress hates those. They do, because it limits away their legislative power. It chips away at it. So they think that really sucks. Okay. What else do we need to talk about? Are you guys good on the difference between going public and the bully pulpit? Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. So what would Trump using Twitter be an example of? Yes. What do you guys think Trump using Twitter would be an example of, going public or the bully pulpit? Tori says the bully pulpit. And in many tweets, yes, you're absolutely right. He actually uses Twitter for both. Okay, so good job, Augustine and Tori. Let's talk about this. Going public is where the president goes directly to the American public to get approval for what they're trying to do. I guess he's saying, sorry. Okay, so good job. Everybody's saying bully. Luke is saying both. Anna's saying both. Sophie's saying both. Good job. Okay, great. So if the president is talking to the American public about something with the coronavirus right now, then he is trying to get you to support him. So that's an example. Thank you. You guys are so cute. Oh, I heart you. That's an example of him going public. But if the president calls out some other part of the government, say maybe, oh, I don't know, the CDC or the FBI or Congress, that's an example of them using the bully pulpit. That's the president trying to get the public to be mad at those other branches of government, so those other branches, thank you guys, can feel the pressure and maybe adjust what they're attempting to do to be more in line with what the president wants. Yeah, Tori, the State of the Union is a great example of going public because they're informing the American people about what they want. Usually the State of the Union is not a bully pulpit because the president tries to keep it positive. You guys know that the president going to Congress is still relatively a new thing. Going from Thomas Jefferson to Woodrow Wilson, they didn't go to Congress, they just sent letters. So that's kind of interesting, I think. Yeah. Okay, are we good on the president's roles? Chief diplomat, chief legislator, excuse me, commander in chief and chief executive. Are we good on those? Chief executive carrying out, oh, it's connecting again, guys. Yes, okay. Chief executive carrying out laws and utilizing the cabinet to do so. Chief diplomat representing the nation, foreign nations, okay. Chief legislator, that's him giving the State of the Union is a good example of that. Commander in chief having access to the football is a good example of that. Okay, good. You guys get all that? Are we good on the vice president understanding what they do or what they don't do? Ooh, and can you recall what amendment involves the vice president quite a bit and how? 12, good job, Marissa. 12 involves the vice president. Can anybody think of how? Casey, yes. Amanda, yes. Emily, yes. Zara, yes. Paul, yes. Caroline, yes. Yes, Anna, the vice presidency is involved in the 22nd Amendment as well. Yes, Shia. Yes, Logan. Yes, Sophia. Yes, Riley. Yes, Kellen. Elected through the Electoral College. Good, Casey. Casey, it makes it to where it's not just the Electoral College votes for two candidates and the runner-up gets to be the vice president, because, I mean, that's just ridiculous, right? And yes, Marissa, it does require two separate votes by the Electoral College, one for the president and one for the vice president. So Brandon, you're right. Sophie, you're right. Caroline, you're right. Allison, you're right. Good. Good, Zara. Good, Nicole. Okay. The 20th Amendment involves the vice president too. How? You can guess I'm going to ask about the 22nd and the 25th next, just FYI, if you want to prepare. Good job, Tori. It did move their term starting dates. So here's an easy way you can remember these amendments. Amendment 12, sorry, went from having one time for the electoral votes, how many ballots they cast, or, to two ballots cast, to two separate votes, right? From one vote to two separate votes. So 12, 1 to 2 is 12. For the 20th Amendment, it is about when they start their new terms. And just think, the president and vice president start their new terms on January 20th at noon, hence 20th Amendment. Congress starts January 3rd, okay? Yes, Riley, so the Veep will take power. If the POTUS is unable, that's 25th. Good. Oh, and look, guys, we're no longer Elsa or Anna. Now who are you?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, say hi to my students. Show them your watch. Cool. All the time. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Amanda. And yes, Nicole, you're right. Yes, Sophia, you're right. This is called the lame duck amendment, Amendment 20, because it shortened that time between when they weren't reelected and the time when the new president takes office. So let's say that President Trump doesn't get reelected in November. Let's say that his competitor, who I think we're all pretty clear on who it's going to be, let's say that Joe Biden wins. That means that the lame duck period for President Trump would be the time of the November election to January 20th at 11:59 a.m. So that's the lame duck period. And they call them the lame duck because they can't do anything. Just picture a lame duck, a duck with one leg, just kind of like swimming in a circle, right? Just going around and around and around. That'd be really easy for a hunter to just, pick off. And here's the part where my husband would come down and tell me that a one-legged duck would not swim in a circle because it would learn to adapt to swim with just one leg. And I would say, you're right, Sean, you're right. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, Willow Steven says hi. Rosa, we've been through all of them. We still have Owlette to go, Buzz to go, Batman to go. I imagine more are going to come. Kylie, we'll see. I'll think about it. But now it doesn't really do anything because of air travel. I don't know what you mean, Katie. Okay. Let's talk about the 22nd Amendment, okay? An easy way to remember this one. The president is limited to 2 terms. So 22nd. President is limited to TO, 2 TWO terms. Good job. Very good, Zara. Very good, Sophie. Very good, Elaine. 2 terms, okay? And this was passed immediately following whose time in office? Thank you, Anna. You're absolutely right. Yes, Sophia, it was inspired by FDR. So very good. Or it's a max of 10 years. So good job, Shia. Let's say that President Trump in his second year in office resigned and Vice President Mike Pence took over. Mike Pence could have finished those 2 years, 2018 to 2020, run for president in 2020, been elected, and serve until 2024. That would have been 6 years, and then run again and been elected in 2024 and served until 2028. That would have been 10 years. But if Trump resigned in his first year in office, and Trump and Pence took over to finish those 3 years, he could only have run for election in 2020. Okay. Because had he served all of those terms, running in 2024 would have put him at 11 years. So yes, Paul, 10 years. Okay. It's good math. I'm smart when it comes to math, huh? Not. I will not be leading any YouTube lives on math. I mean, I can tell you the x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's all I got. That's all I got. Okay. All righty. Amendment 25, probably the most crucial .com one. What does it have to do with? That's nice. Paul will be your VP forever. You will not have any new elections. Hi, Jaden. Do you hear the singing? I hope you don't hear her singing. Oh, did I mess it up? We'll see. There you go. I'm the worst. Paul has no power. Okay, so Melody says, in case of removal of the president from office or of his death or resignation, V becomes president. Very good. Yes, it also has to do, Nicole, with the vice president and members of cabinet declaring the president unfit and can be removed from office. Yes. Marissa, the vice president takes over if the president can't do the job anymore. You're right. Yes, Grace, it is the order of succession. Okay, you can hear her singing. All right. Yes, Tori, it is presidential succession. Vitahi, the Veep does become president. If the president is unable to do their job, the Veep will. Yes, Sophia, the vice president steps up to the plate. Oh, Brandon's defending his friend who he sits by every day. Thank you, Kellen. That's nice, guys. Veep is president if anything happens. Reed, you think she should go on America's Got Talent? Maybe. Oh no, don't have a coup against Paul. Before this amendment, did they have a different plan or were they just hoping it didn't happen? Lindsay, that's a good question. And Jaden, you're giving me more orders of succession. Excellent. Or more levels of the order of succession. Okay. So if something happened to the president before Amendment 25, and somebody look up when Amendment 25 was ratified. Look that up for me, okay? The vice president just assumed the office of the presidency. They just did it. There was no constitutional basis for them to do so. They looked in the Constitution under Article 2 for the powers of the vice president, and it said something along the lines, and I know this is terrible, I don't have my pocket Constitution on me. What's wrong with me? Oh my God, I'm horrified. Do any of you actually have your pocket Constitution on you right now? Because that would be so cute. Yes, good job, 1967. Okay, so that was after JFK, and it was actually, 4 years after it? Okay, thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. You have your pocket Constitutions on you? I'm very glad we're doing this, but this is hard. I really, it's hard being a teacher and not seeing your students. Okay. So Lindsay, yes, they just took over the job. And they didn't make it law until 1967. So following that, the only president who has taken over because of the order of succession that would have been affected by this amendment is Gerald Ford, taking over for Nixon. And then, of course, immediately pardoning Nixon taking advantage of that presidential power that a lot of people get really pissed off about, and they usually wait until the lame duck period to do so. Okay, so that covers all the amendments. That covers unilateral presidential action. That covers the War Powers Act. That covers the roles of the president. That covers executive orders. I think that covers a fair amount of stuff from this unit. The only thing we didn't cover is what John Adams wanted to call the office of the president. I looked it up for you. His high mightiness, the president of the United States and protector of their liberties. I mean, could you get more pompous than that? Jeez. Before you leave, and before we talk about AP exams, do you have any questions with what's currently going on in the government that I can answer for you? And do you understand that we are experiencing federalism at its finest right now because you have 50 governors issuing executive orders that say similar or different things based on the needs of their state and their constituents? Amendment 10, reserve powers. Do I think we'll go back to school? Can I plead the fifth? I hope so. I hope so. I think we'll know more soon. I do. Are we all going to get a stimulus check? Yeah. We actually did that when W. Bush was president. He issued a stimulus check. Obviously, it was for different reasons. That was because of an economic recession in 2001. And I mean, now it's because people are losing their jobs in the hotel and restaurant industry. So yeah, Augustine, people are going to get stimulus checks. How did Biden actually get the nomination? Are you referring to as many gas, Reed? He actually got the nomination because they all convalesced, the moderates did, by dropping out and by uniting their numbers behind him because the Democratic establishment did not want Bernie Sanders to get the nomination. He hasn't secured the amount of delegates that he needs yet officially. I don't even know how much he's ahead by in the delegate count, but I think it's safe to say he's going to be the nomination sweetheart. Because that would be cool, Augustine. Yeah, I think so. Are we going to have a national lockdown? So nationally, I don't think so. I really don't. You've seen that a bunch of states and localities have issued these shelter-in-place requirements, and through executive orders, there have been some law enforcement officials that have gone into public gatherings and shut them down because they exceeded the number that was being requested by the government at the time. I believe in New Jersey, they shut down a couple of weddings because there were more than 50 guests there. Let's see, can California actually put a ban on leaving your house? I mean, law enforcement can show up at large events, but stopping you from walking in the streets now. We just don't have the same kind of government that they have in China, guys. They can request and certainly advise you of doing so, but I don't know if we're going to see any National Guard coming out and being utilized for that purpose of checking documentation that you have to go to the grocery store, you have to go to your place of medical purpose. One of my husband's friends got called into active duty for the National Guard. Hey, Sean, has Billy shipped out yet? Okay, so they even got stand down orders, so that's not going to happen. So no, I don't think we're going to go into lockdown. So tired of online school? Me too, sweetheart. Me too. Are they enforcing the quarantine? So Drew, if the government shows up at like ports where cruise ships are coming back in, quit taking cruises. What? Oh my God. Then yeah, they can enforce that. Rosa, I want to go back to school too, sweetie. Read. That's lit. What's up with the Fed Reserve or cutting interest rates? So it's not on everything. They're doing this to try and ensure that they can invest a lot of money into the economy in an attempt to stall what's happening with the significant drops of the stock market and to ensure that people can get loans if necessary. But if my husband and I want to refinance our loans on our properties, we cannot. It's not available on those long-term interests, or it's different on those. Is graduation going to be canceled? I hope not, sweetheart. I hope not, Casey. Yeah, Anna, you're right. FaceTime graduation, blah. Wasn't there a swine flu? Yeah, so H1N1 did kill more people. I'm guessing perhaps it wasn't as contagious. I mean, this is where biomedical people have more expertise than I have, Sophia. I'm sorry. Make senior formal prom, because you guys already had it. Android users don't get to graduate. Drown! And I just don't know, guys. Okay, AP testing, I'll address that in a second, Elaine. Can the executive order assignment be done with the help of others, like the amendment assignment? Sure, sure. I mean, if you guys truly are working together, sure. Oh, Lauren, that's a pretty stark, significant. Kylie, John Carson, he and I actually emailed back and forth a little bit the other day. I can ask him to host a YouTube live. You want me to? That's a great idea. I'll see if he'd be up for it. I bet he would. Yeah, Reed, I mean, that's not surprising in Wuhan, but you know, the Chinese government is so different from our own. What's going to happen with Congress now? Online meetings, Microsoft team meetings. I'm not even kidding. Let's see. Spring break. Yeah, I know. Well, there's no online school during spring break. Does that help? Does that help? Okay. All righty. Are you ready to talk about AP exams? Okay. Miss Minnick and I are getting together to talk about it tonight. Let me see what these emails are. Okay, it looks like, do not take this for fact. Do not. I have not done my research yet. Sure, I'll post a live stream. We'll see. Okay. It looks like it's a 45-minute exam. So I'm guessing that means no FRQs. Kids can take from home, or you can cancel for free. Who would cancel for free? They're going to tell us the format of questions on April the 3rd. I don't know what Roblox is. Kylie, why don't you shoot me an email of what that is, okay? Play channel, I don't know what that is. Will colleges accept those AP exams? I don't know. Nicole, I'm guessing that's going to be an individual college decision. Oh, I don't think it's a April Fool's joke, sweetheart. Miss Eder can play the new Doom. Oh, hey, no judgment. You do you. I'm not really a gamer. Sorry. Microsoft World with Miss Eder. Sorry, guys. All right, so I guess we'll know more on April the 3rd about the format, but it's looking like it's going to be a 45-minute exam. At least we know AP exams are on. That was my concern. So it looks like we're still on. Okay, guys? Sure, Caroline. All right, before you go, what should we do? Most colleges are going to take them. I would hope so, Marissa. What units do we still have to learn since they cut units? Okay. Hang on. Hang on. It looks like they're going to look at units 1 through 3, not 4 and 5, but just FYI, don't hate me. How I structure my units are different from how AP College Board structures their units. So we did cover foundations, but their unit 2 is our unit 4. So we'll finish unit 4 And their unit 3, I don't know what their unit 3 is. Hang on. What's AP Central's unit 3? AP, GoPo, redesign, unit breakdown. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. Son of a biscuit. Just give me, hang on, guys. College board. All right, well, listen, I'll make a video about this and I'll post it when I have more information, okay? But it's foundations, 4 branches, and I don't know what unit 3 is off the top of my head. It might be linkage institutions, so we've already covered that. If it's not linkage institutions, it's something else. Son of a disco biscuit. That's right, Caroline. Okay. Oh, you want a house tour instead of rap? Tori, you'll have to know some court cases. And depending on if we have an FRQ, the court cases that you would need to know would be court cases that would have arisen in foundations of government, like having to do with the implied power clause, McCullough versus Maryland, having to do with the commerce clause, US versus Lopez, that sort of thing. No rap house tour. I don't have TikTok. I don't follow people on TikTok. Okay. A little house tour. Okay. Well, wait, hang on. We're doing this right. Only quick one. Sean, they want a house tour. I'm going to make it real quick. Hi, AP GoPo. Welcome to my crib. I need some music playing in the background. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Okay, let's go on a tour very quickly. Playroom. Always messy. Entry hall. Living room. Kitchen. The basement has lots of dead animals. I'm not going to show you that. I know I've got some PETA people on here and I don't want you to be offended. Up the stairs. Honey, they want a house tour. This is where it's going to end, guys. I'll show you Willow and Wyatt's room and then we'll be done, though. Loft. Mr. Etter. Wonder Woman. Precious Wyatt, who is a necky baby. He's not necky. He's got a diaper on. Say hi, Pumpkin. Say hi, Pumpkin. Give him a smile. Okay. Willow's room. Willow.
No, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Excuse me. And Wyatt's room, then we'll be done. Okay. All right. Crib. Bookshelf. Changing table. I'm reading your comments. You guys are adorable. And closet. And shelf. And the cutest little girl in the world.
And next, what about chair?
Oh, the chair. I'm supposed to comment on the chair. Okay.
And what about Mr. Fox?
Oh, and what about Mr. Fox? There you go. All right, so that was fun.
Mom,
We'll do something else fun next time, I promise.
Bye.
Aw, she says bye. This makes up for canceled prom. You guys are adorable. I don't think that's the case. I'll tell Mr. Etter you said hi, cute pool boy. I'm so glad you guys liked the house tour. Drew, Maggie is hiding somewhere, honey. She's asleep. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Mag. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. There we go. There we go. See, Zara, doesn't she kind of look like your dogs? Okay, so thank you for all the nice comments on the house. I'm glad you guys had fun. This is not going to be on the exam, Drew. It's not. All right, everybody. This was just a pleasure. Adore you. Miss you. Okay, that's a good name, right? And until we meet again, I'll post our week 2 plan on Sunday if I get it done by then. If not, I'll post it on Monday morning, okay? Goodbye. I'll talk to you later, okay? Miss you all.